Lovely. We talked a little bit about the charity today. I have to admit, I tried to read the website. I was a little confused, very Dutch. But yeah, we went into this for a bit, right? Being kind is cool. There we go. But that's today's charity channel. You want to go over that one last time, Loris?
Yeah, so our version of Christmas is Santa Claus for kids. He comes to the Netherlands. He celebrates his birthday on the 5th of December, and kids get presents. Now, of course, there are kids who can't afford presents. And Sint voor iedereen.nl actually allows you to donate money, but also presents or candy if it's properly packaged and sealed, etc. For kids who can't afford that. And the Stichting from Voorburg, which is not right next to my house, actually provides in that and offers these presents to the kids who need them.
That is wonderful. So that is the charity today, and of course we'll be using Splunk's Benevity, which means that if we donate $60, they will actually match us $60. So $120 will go off to this wonderful charity for kids who everyone deserves something for Sinterklaas, right? That's the general idea here. I agree.
That's the approach here.
Yeah, and I'm very glad those photos were what I thought they were. Looking at this, our 60-second charity challenge today, we're going to need some help. Usually we have 3 people. We have one person who is going to judge. If Kirsty had been here, I'm sure she would have been the judger because she's very judgy, and she would have judged Floris and I quite harshly. So we're going to actually ask for the people in the chat today to actually help us out. Floris and I are going to be debating, or at least giving our version of this, of the importance of red teaming, why organizations should test their defenses with real attacks from known adversaries. So that is the topic we're going to discuss. For those of you who've never heard of the Charity Challenge before, Floris and I are both going to give our take on that statement. We might agree with it, we might disagree with it, but your goal is to just go ahead and say whose version of it you like the most, and then vote on it, and the winner will actually then make fun of the loser, and then the loser will also donate $60 to that charity. So with that, Floris, as the new upcomer here, I'm going to give you the option to go first or second. Which one would you prefer?
I'll go first.
Okay, give me 1 second here to find the countdown clock, which is going to be interesting. We'll see if it still exists here. Otherwise, we might just have to do a phone. Looks like that video. 1 second here. I'm going to try one last thing. Otherwise, we're going to do this just like Bill O'Reilly and do it interestingly, but we'll see. Okay, we're going to use a phone this time. Floris, 1 second. Let's get this watch going. Timer. Done. Let's get this. Wasting time here. Okay. 60 seconds, and you start now.
All right. The importance of red teaming and why organizations should test their defenses with real attacks from known adversaries. Cyber warfare, cybersecurity is complex. Cyber warfare is complex. There's no way of baselining your organization in times of attack. There's ways of baselining your organization in times of quiet times. But at some point, you need to figure out if what you've built, if what you've been constructing, all your firewalls, all your EDRs, any other security tools, any policies supporting you, will be ready to run in the real world. And not only your technology, but also your organization, your people, your processes. Do they support you in a real time of crisis? And at some point, the rubber needs to hit the road. And that's the point where you get a red team. Specifically, somebody who doesn't know you that well, but will take any creative approach to figure out where they can attack you most so you can defend.
Well done. Floris, you are, as always, so impressive to me, being so erudite, so clear and concise, and your second language. It's always super impressive.
I thought I was all over the place, but it's my turn now, man.
There you go. Okay.
You ready to go for?
Go.
3, 2, 1.
So I actually don't fundamentally like red teams. I'll go on record saying that. Just fundamentally, I disagree with the concept of most red teaming activities because most red teaming activities are designed around metricizing via financial reward, compromising organizations that are not traditionally in the way that they are actually attacked. The most innovative, interesting attacks I ever see are almost always via red teaming. But in my history of doing nation state attacks or defending, it's almost always the most boring stuff. And that's why I don't like red teaming. But when you're actually doing adversary emulation, which is kind of what these red team exercises that Flores and I are talking about, where the red teams are actually behaving like an adversary that is in the wild, using known TTPs, testing the defenders, and pushing everyone, and working together with the blue team, with the network defenders, with the yellow team to try to increase the overall network defense, I think there's a super huge amount of value. And that's why you should be looking at using red teams to actually enhance your network security for your organization to test those network defenses. Done.
Nice.
Whew. All right. So that was 60 seconds. That was a 60-second challenge. It'll take a couple minutes or seconds for the chats to come in. I would love for people to be able to put in. We have some great comments here from Palone Watts, who was talking earlier about the NATO. Thank you, Palone. Hopefully I said that right. Casey Corcoran, good morning to you. Surprising amount of top of the mornings from Chris and Jean Bernard, Remy. But hopefully we'll get some input here in a second. Flores, first time doing it. What was your thoughts? Did you enjoy the charity challenge?
It's a lot of pressure to make your points. I had 5 points and I got for 2.5.
It's funny, hi Jose Luis Moreno, I was seeing your name pop up. Mick Baccio does a really great job writing his all down and doing these really crafty, clever things. For me, if I write them down, they come out really poorly. So I try to go off the top of the head now, which sometimes works and sometimes does not. Looking through, we're not getting any input, but that might come later on. Flores, what are your thoughts here? Who do you think won? Do you think you won? Do you think I won? Do you think there's a winner today, or are we both donating to such an incredible cause?
I think we both lost.
I think we both lost. You know who won? The red teams.
Yeah.
That's who won today.
Yeah.
Or maybe Kirsty won because she didn't play, and that's the only way to truly win.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't mind losing in this case. Yeah.
Me neither. So there we go. The overall judge here, we both lost. We can both do better, fail less. And we both donate to an incredible charity, help out some Dutch kids this Christmas. I love it. I'm here. Yeah, Chris, I feel like Ryan's focus was centered more around why red teams don't bring value on their own. That is very true. And
I mean, the point which I didn't make is that the proper reporting and feedback loops are critical to keeping your defender sharp, and the red team is part of that. And if it's not part of that, it's just a floating organizational unit.
Yeah, a lot of times, I mean, I don't know how much you've seen this, but like I certainly have seen this where red teams, they don't provide anything other than, yes, we compromise your system. Here's your write-up. This is how we did it, but it's not really a useful, or it's a very esoteric ingress, or they had previous knowledge. But the best ones, that's not how they work, right?
Yeah, it's true, and I think Fallon has a good a good remark here, that the red team is the verified side to the trust but verify approach. And like one of the situations I've encountered was when red teaming, you might just find a way in which nobody knew about anymore, just because it's not in your identify scope of NIST.
Yeah.
On the other hand, even as a red teamer, you make some mistakes or you can't get any further. I've known cases where attacks on critical systems weren't possible because the admin for that system didn't do any work for the time of the red team exercise and never logged into the critical system, so they couldn't steal his credentials. I mean, that kind of stuff happens in real life.
Happens in real life. Well, speaking of real life, we've been going for about 40 minutes, which is surprising to me. It's gone so fast, Flores. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for everyone who has been here. We're going to have another coffee talk next week. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we have another coffee talk interview. I believe it's with the internal threat research team, actually, for Splunk with Audra. And then the week after that, we'll be doing an episode for Gov Summit, where we'll be off there and discussing all those wonderful things. So until then, I really appreciate everyone joining. Thanks, folks, for coming early for the Coffee Talk with Serge, and I'm going to finish it off here. Thank you so much, Floris. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming to me with the talks.
There we go. Off we go.
Cheers.
Surge.